Hey guys, it's me Maro, and did I lie this time? Yes! Episode 5 is finally out! Oh my god! It took a while, but god damn, it was so worth it. But now that I'm finally done with episode 5, I can finally get back into making these funny videos with either complaining about toys, playing dumb games, or I don't know. Oh yeah, streaming, but that'll come back later. Anyways, today I wanted to make a review that is actually a long time coming since, well, I've had this figure for a long time. I just, haven't reviewed it. I wanted to review him back for a while, but, but since that's finally done and complete, I can officially say that for today's video, I will be reviewing the one who is many. The Hiya Toys King Ghidorah from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Just a small side note before we get into the video. This review hurt me to film, so I hope you enjoy it. But before moving on to the actual figure, I'm gonna redeem myself. Wait, we're not there yet. Who is King Ghidorah? What is King Ghidorah? How is King Ghidorah? Where is King Ghidorah? In my room right now. This version of King Ghidorah first debuted in, technically, Kong Skull Island, but actually he was, actually did stuff in Godzilla King of the Monsters from 2019. He was basically, I guess, planned to be Godzilla's arch nemesis, or at least that's what Michael Dougherty wanted him to be, which, for the movie and the time, and, when we didn't have versus Kong, X-Kong, Monarch, all that, it was basically just that. Ghidorah in King of the Monsters did a lot of stuff, like, he was Godzilla's arch nemesis, like I mentioned before, he caused the Titan outbreak, and, did all the type of shit, he kind of killed Godzilla. I mean, it wasn't really him killing Godzilla, it was more like the Ocean Destroyer, but killed Godzilla. And he did seem like an actual threat when he, was actually doing stuff. And he had some really cool scenes. It'd just be cool if he wasn't covered in a bunch of filters and storms, because that's fucking stupid. Other than that, though, that's kind of all that Ghidorah is in the MonsterVerse, because he did kind of come back in versus Kong as MechaGodzilla, which is like, I guess, but I didn't really care about that all too much. It was a cool idea, but I mean, we've already seen it before, so it's not too surprising. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of all Ghidorah is in the MonsterVerse. I don't think we're going to get any more of him, so I guess with that out of the way, let's actually get on to the review, and now I can redeem myself. And look at the box, and Jesus fucking Christ! The box for Ghidorah is fucking huge. And it's because this figure is also very, very big. It's a similar style to the Godzilla box, which is pretty nice, since it shows that they're in like the similar series, the King of the Monster series. But to be honest, I'm not really a huge fan of the simplicity. Recently, I got the Energized Godzilla figure for Easter. Thank you, Mom. And it actually has a better style going for it. Although this is an older figure recently to Hiya Toys, so the first boxes, they're not going to be the most detailed, but boy, those new boxes. That's how you can do simplicity right. That's how you can do it. Shimo's coming in next week, by the way. But let's move this box out of the way, and let's put it with the rest, because it's time to move on to the actual figure. And oh my god. Zilla. The painting and sculpting on this figure is absolutely amazing. Just like all other Hiya Toys figures, the CGI model is used for this figure when designing it. So yes, it is, in fact, 100% movie accurate. Or at least very close to that. I want to first talk about the heads, because goddamn are they beady and evil looking. There is so much detail on these little heads. For comparison, here they are next to a penny. For how small these things are, I was honestly expecting them to miss some detail. But no, everything is here, such as the horns, eyes, teeth, and also, if you open the mouth, you got a little tongue on the inside, which is the same for the other two heads. I forget, was this one Ichi or San? I don't know. Oh, right, I forgot. People like calling this head Kevin for some reason. Because, haha, fuck you, his name is San. Moving down the next, we got really nice scaly texture, which is present throughout the figure. And in some parts, like the neck and the body, you get this almost plate-like texture, which is something you'd see on a snake. I'm pretty sure they actually did use snakes when designing the MonsterVerse Ghidorah, so that's kind of cool. On the back of the necks, we got some spikes, which are actually pretty sharp, so please be careful, because yeah, I cut myself. Moving down even more, we got the tails, which for the most part are the same as the necks. But instead of a head at the end... Okay, I'm gonna kill myself. We get, I don't know what to call it, but I'm calling it a mace, because it kind of looks like a mace, I don't know. Thankfully, the spikes at the mace are made out of a softer plastic, so they won't break or cut you. Because... Oh, man! Let me tell you about the worst part about this figure. One thing I really should mention is that when you get this figure out of the box, you need to plug the tails into the body. They're not attached, which is... I mean, it makes sense, because, you know, it'd just be best not to do that, but... here's an image of me 7 months ago. No, that's legit. That's me on my birthday after I'm being 100% serious. I recommend using hot water if you can, just so you don't melt the plastic. But if you are feeling brave, use a hairdryer. Trust me, you do not want to cut yourself like I did. It was not fun. The legs are nothing really too special. It's just a pair of dragon legs. But a really cool detail that, well, I wouldn't really say a really cool detail, but a cool detail that I noticed is that there's like little spikes on the side of the legs. Like, I don't know, I guess I just never saw them in the movie because, well, like I mentioned before, it was too dark and so many damn filters over it, and we only could see snippets of Ghidorah until it cut away to humans because, god fucking damn it. But the main thing when talking about Ghidorah are... Oh, well, I already talked about the 3 heads, but whenever you think about Ghidorah, you probably think about his wings. Because, oh my god, these things are awesome!
Compared to his Heisei counterpart, which... What? Huh? What? Did I go through puberty reverse?
Oh, fuck. Now they dropped way too far. God damn it. Here, hold on. Give me 9 months. Just give me a second.
6 months later.
Alright, we're back. They're now in the right place again, so let's just continue. Compared to his Heisei counterpart, which I sadly can't get that figure right now, thanks Donald Trump, Monsterverse Ghidorah's wings are more bat-like, having the main arm and fingers connected by webbing. They look so cool. I love the look of them.
But actually, it doesn't look like an alien.
Shut up, nerd. The wings are sculpted to look like they have an almost fabric-like texture to it, but in reality, it's just a solid piece of plastic. You also got some veins throughout the wings, which is a pretty cool touch. And if you shine them under a black light, which I sadly don't have, they glow a neon yellow, which is really cool. Also, since we're at the wings, you'll see that there's these spikes on the tip of the fingers, so I guess you could say that they're his fingernails, since on the back of the wings you got like what seems to be knuckle details, so it makes sense in my opinion. These spikes, they look cool, but they're not made out of a softer plastic, so just be careful. Just be careful that you don't break them, because if you don't handle them correctly, they could snap off, and that would honestly suck, because this figure is kind of expensive. Now we move on to the paint, and it looks pretty decent, but honestly, I wish there was a bit more gold in the paint. I know some people are going to tell me in the comments that I could have picked up the gravity beam version, but one, that figure wasn't out at the time when I got this one, and two, actually, yeah, why didn't I just wait? Oh, right, it was a birthday gift. Once again, thank you, Mom! The paint is like a mustard brown, kind of similar to the SH, but has some brighter and darker accents to give it a lot more depth. And plus, the back of the wings are actually painted, unlike this slug-looking thing. Overall, though, the paint on this figure is pretty good. It was pretty hard to tell what type of color he actually was in the movie, so it's alright that he's not as gold as he was, but I'd still say you should pick up the gravity beam version if you want more accurate colors to him, and also there's just a little more stuff going with it. What I'm really surprised about is that this figure can stand up fairly well. He looks fucking awesome standing there. It's just, I love it! And it's all thanks due to the joints on this figure. In other words, it's time for the articulation. First, the mouth is on a hinge joint, and the tongue can move. It's a bit more stiff than the other figures, so just be careful. Each neck is on 10 ball joints, so you can do a lot with them. They are sculpted on this curved shape, though, so you can't really make them look down, However, Hiya did just recently show a Ghidorah 2.0 figure with the accurate colors and more neck articulation. Honestly, I do wish this figure did come out earlier because he looks really, really cool, but that release date is not cool. Like, come on, Hiya! The body is on a big ball joint, the legs are on a ball joint, a hinge joint at the knee, a hinge joint at the ankle, and a ball joint at the foot. Kinda limited, but it's alright. Each tail is also on 10 ball joints, so theoretically, you can get them in very curvy poses. That's why I say theoretically. Yeah, these tails suck. They don't really have a whole lot of movement since, well, there isn't really a whole lot of room in the joints for them to move, which is kinda dumb. However, I am glad that they are strong enough to act as a way to balance the figure, because the wings on this figure, haha, we are transitioning even more now. You can only really move them forward and backwards, but if you look closely, you can actually see parts where you can separate the wing segments. There's a segment here, 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 and here. And after you got them all separated, you could do some pretty cool stuff with them. Each part is on a couple swivels, in which if you pose them correctly, you can get them into a walking crawling pose, which is awesome! Yeah, go suck a dick, SH. We don't want any of that ceramic bullshit that's probably breaking for, like, 4 people or something. We want crawl! Overall, the wing joints seem pretty sturdy, but still be careful with them. So the posability for Ghidorah here is pretty good. I will say that in some parts like the neck and the tails, they're a bit limited, which kinda sucks, but those wings definitely make up for the lack of articulation. You can get him into some cool and awesome poses from the movie, and again, all the joints here are very sturdy, so you can make him stand up fairly easily. None of that clear stand bullshit that SH comes with. We don't need that, it's stupid, and... Oh, Ghidorah's accessories. You get stand pieces for the wings and the crouch. At least he comes with something. You don't need them. He can perfectly stand up on his own, so these accessories are basically useless. I mean, it would have been cool if it came with, like, I don't know, a flight stand, but nope! In the gravity beam version of this figure, he actually comes with, well, gravity beams, along with the 2.0 version. So if you want something to go with this figure, then I recommend those 2 versions. But, yeah, half a point here. So now it's time for the size. And before we get to the comparisons, let's just appreciate how big this guy is. His wingspan definitely adds a lot of width to the figure. Makes him just look so much more intimidating, just so big, and I love it. Here he is next to the Neander's Nendroid, the Robot Spirits Avilia 1, the SH Monsterette's bootleg MechaGodzilla, twinsies, my newest figure in my collection, the Real Grade AV Unit 6, which is an awesome figure, which I might review soon in the future. Once again, thank you, Mom. And finally, here he is next to his arch nemesis, the Hiya Toys Godzilla from Godzilla King of the Monsters. My god, these two look great together. I love how scale accurate they are next to each other. It's just so cool. Now all I need is a Mothra to finish the King of the Monsters line. Well, besides Burning Godzilla, but like, come on, I got Energized Godzilla, who's like, way better. Considering how large and detailed this figure is, you'd bet he costs a pretty penny. And while he is more expensive than all the other Hiya figures, he's only around doubled. Hiya Ghidorah's price is around $110 retail. I say retail because he's like $200 plus now, but 110 monies for this figure is actually insane. Yeah, sure, I would have liked a few more accessories and some more movement, but for a 100% movie accurate figure, with a lot going for it, being $110? Fuck yeah! Although a sad thing is that the new Ghidorah 2.0 figure with the fixed articulation, even though it says $110 as well, because of tariffs hitting soon, he's probably gonna say like $270, maybe even more, which is, yeah, that's not worth it. But hey, if you guys got this figure though, then there you go. So now that we looked at this figure in its fullest, what are my thoughts on it? Well, I love it a lot. Sure, it does have some issues here and there, the accessories being the main one, but for what it is, Hiya did a really good job for their first Ghidorah figure. And again, the fact that it's $100 is just mind-blowing. If you guys want a Ghidorah figure in your collection, I'd actually recommend picking up the newer Gravity Beam version since it's pretty similar just with some added things. And because it's already imported into the US, it's not going to be affected by tariffs, or at least shouldn't be. If you can find a good deal on him, then I highly recommend it. But for me though, I give the Hiya Toys King Ghidorah a very awesome 8 out of 10. Well, that's about it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Now that episode 5 is finally done and uploaded, and you guys can watch it, which, by the way, thank you all so much for like 600 views on that video. Like, honestly, I was expecting that video to maybe get like 200 views or something, which, you know, it's still good for me. But 600 people watch that? Oh my god. Dude, I've spent so much time on that video that I completely forget what it's like to make videos like these. So, like, this video right here, like, this review, it's such a breath of fresh air. This entire week has just been really nice for me. But yeah, I got a lot more videos planned for in the future, and I can't wait to show you guys them when I actually get around to them. But until then, though, thank you all for watching and sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.